Within 1 year of signing at Gen G and training with us, she was on the biggest stage and won first place MVP.
So this isn't your as a company, Gen G, and as an organization, this isn't your first step into, something that stresses diversity and inclusion. Your partnership with Bumble created the first women's Fortnite team. Can you talk a little bit about that? And as an organization, I mean, is this just something that's very central to your values? Because clearly you guys are putting a lot of emphasis on it, but I'd love to hear a little bit, behind the curtain, for those of us that don't work there, about how you guys think about business and why that works so well.
Totally. So yeah, it was actually kind of interesting. So I started the company in June 2018. And one of the first things we thought about was we wanted to do something that was meaningful, more so than winning a championship. We thought that winning championships for our competitive teams in Overwatch and League of Legends was always going to be really important. But in the US market, we thought it would be more meaningful to stand for something a little bit bigger. And as we looked into a couple of different things, we did a national recruiting search for the best women Fortnite players. And we found players from across the country that not only were amazing players, but were great teammates, worked really well together, and spoke to like the dedication and hard work that we wanted to instill in our orgs and the types of people we bring on the business side and on the competitive side. And so we knew we had to go all in. We literally talked to like the parents of the gamers, and we walked them through, what it means to be part of Gen G and what we see from them in the future. And what's interesting is the players always tell us two things. Number one, they don't want to just be an all-women's team. They want to be just known as gamers, who compete against the guys, compete with the guys who are just as good as the guys. And then number two, they felt like they never really had the same type of role models in the gaming space growing up that were like them. And I thought both of those things were really powerful. And what we realized is they have to be able to beat the guys. They have to be the best.
Right.
And they have to be able to kind of inspire a next generation. So last year at TwitchCon, Tina Reyes, one of our players, won TwitchCon MVP. It was a co-ed tournament, and it was just such an amazing activation. Within 1 year of signing at Gen G and training with us, she was on the biggest stage and won first place MVP. And so
awesome.
That to us was just, to get MVP, most valuable. That was so great. And Bumble was along for us for that ride. And I think what was really interesting was it was an authentic entry point for Bumble because the values kind of aligned. Bumble is known as a women's first dating and socializing networking app. So it fit their story really well.
Right.
And what we always tell brands who kind of want to work with us is, I think a lot of people think, okay, we need a whole new strategy. This is a completely new industry, and they're focused on tech and they're focused on ad blocking, and we have to talk in a different way. And it's like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should speak into a way that comes from your strength. You should take like the best parts of your org and bring that to esports in a way that brings value to people. So if you can't explain it in a sentence, you're really going to have a hard time in esports, because you got to get to it quick. And I think when Bumble said, hey, we're going to be here, we're going to support women gamers, we're also going to go into men gamers too. So this year 2 of the partnership, we're actually doing a lot with like co-ed teams and male streamers as well, which I think is going to be super interesting and great.
Yeah.
And so we started with a great authentic entry point, and then we were able to kind of grow it from there.